Hi everybody, Rusty Blackwood here, and I welcome you to my loft on this December 4th, 2024. Oh my goodness, we've had our first dusting of snow this morning. It just, not much here in Niagara, at least in my area here in Niagara, up north, up around Bracebridge and Gravenhurst and stuff. It was just tremendous amounts of snow there. In fact, they even had emergency warnings out there. People were snowed in. They had no hydro. They just got their hydro back last Saturday. Sunday. My eldest daughter-in-law, she has one of her best friends lives up just outside of Bracebridge, and she was without hydro for a couple of days. And could you imagine? It would have been so cold for her. And she apparently has a generator, but it was out in her shed. And the snow was so deep she couldn't get to the shed. So I guess she just bundled up the best she could with coats and blankets and burnt candles and, put up with it the best she could. And so I guess, well, that's what you do. When you're country people, I think this is one thing city people have no idea about. What it's like to live out in the country. And when snowstorms come, you make the best of it. And if you are without hydro, then you make the best of it. You use your lanterns, you use your oil lamps and stuff that you kept over the years, and you burn candles, you turn clay pots upside down that has the hole in the bottom of the crock, and you put candles under there, and the clay heats up and it generates heat, comes from there. It acts like a little stove and works too. So keep that in mind. If you're ever without your hydro and without your heat, you can't do that with plastic flower pots, only clay flower pots. Turn them upside down, put your candles in there. You can even use tea lights. And then put the crock upside down over top of the candles, the lit candles, and in quite a quick amount of time, you're going to have heat, and you're really going to notice the difference in the temperature. And so today, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought it was time that I got on here and I did one. I'm going to be, as you can see by my set here today, I'm sitting beside my Christmas tree. I bought a new Christmas tree this year, a 6-foot pencil tree. Fits beautifully here, doesn't it? And so that's kind of nice. I've just had tabletop trees for the last few years, and so I thought, now it's time. You don't see in the whole frame here, the top of it and that, but it's about 6 feet tall, and it's sitting here sort of under my skylight and beside my my one table here with my television, which you can't see above that. So it's extended up off the archway there. And just give me a moment. I got to clear my voice here and just get my water here. I'll be right with you. And so, cheers, everybody. There, that helps. And everybody is hacking their heads off and coughing, and I guess it's just the time of the year. There's a lot of stuff around in the air, which you couldn't wonder with all the stuff that is constantly pumped into the air daily, it seems. And so anyway, what do I want to talk about? let me see. A couple of things that I can think of that comes to mind. One thing I'm very, very happy, finally, to be able to say that for those of you that remember what took place a year ago, this past October, that ended up in a court situation, that has finally come to its end, and the judge stayed the proceedings, which here in Canada means they put an end to it, and my friend was not charged. The charges were dropped. The judge had said that it wasn't going to proceed to the trial that would have been happening in 2 weeks, and that he felt it was just a waste of the court's time. It was nonsense, the charges that she brought against my friend, and started all the defamation and the slander and everything toward me because I would not lie for her, and pulled other people into it that weren't even there, had nothing to do with it, and I'm pleased that the judge could see what was behind what was behind these charges. Needless jealousy, trying to talk about things that had happened that did not happen, not the way she claimed they did, and so you know, the charges brought against him were dropped. He was not guilty, and I mean, he wasn't guilty to begin with, so I'm glad to see that of what he was being accused of, because he did not do what she claimed he did, and come to find out that I mean, my friend was so totally intoxicated because of her spiking his drinks to the point where he could barely stand up. It's a wonder he was even conscious. And that night could have turned out so totally different than what happened. And so all I can say is, anybody that considers themselves and calls themselves a friend to somebody does not do what she did to him, simply because she was jealous of his friendship with me, which is just a good friendship. It still is to this day. And I don't know. I just don't know. But I hope, if there's any lesson to be learned from that, I hope that she will see what she did, where it got her in the long run. It was just a needless invasion into people's lives. It did not do her any good. She lost a pile of friends, and I mean, I had, that was the first time I had ever met her. I knew who she was, and I knew she was a friend of my friend, and so but I don't know. I guess she resented his friendship with me, or mine with him, or whatever, and maybe she just felt that she was going to take it upon herself to try to break that friendship however she could, and it just backfired, because what she did, first and foremost, what she did, I feel there should have been charges laid against her, because that could have endangered his life, and but needless to say, there were no charges brought, and it was tossed out. And I mean, the judge quite some time ago had ordered a publication ban on any media speaking about it. That's why I couldn't talk about it. But it didn't stop her. She kept putting stuff out there, and she kept maligning me and defaming me and slandering my name and my author name, and so I'm just very, very thankful and pleased that it finally ended, and my friend's name was cleared, and I feel she owes a public apology to me, to my friend, and to some more of his friends that she, just made their lives a living hell, for months and months and months and months and months and months on end. And so I guess, as I say, if there's a lesson to be learned from that, is stop and think about what you're doing, and there's consequences to every action you do. So you better be darn good and sure whatever you're accusing somebody of is the truth. And be prepared for what lying will bring you, and learn from that and apply it to your life. I wish her well. I really do. I was angry and I was upset because of the things she was saying about me and about my friend, and that I was an accomplice and I was letting him do all these things. No, that is not what happened at all. And I witnessed it all. I saw what happened, and I also realized the seriousness of what had happened and what could have happened because of the condition he was in when he left to walk home. And just, I guess God was with him, watching over him, because it just could have, it could have ended so differently than it did. And so now, that's the end of it. She lost a good friend, and I think rightfully so. And for me, she and I weren't friends to begin with. That was the first time we'd ever laid eyes on each other in person. And so for me, I'm not losing anything. I'm just glad that it finally, an end was put to it, and my friend was cleared of these trumped up charges, and he can get on with his life, and I can get on with mine, and she can get on with hers, and so I'm going to have a little bit of coffee here. Cheers, in my giant cup that is as big as my head. According to my friend, he says my cup, my rusty cup here, is as big as my head. And you judge for yourself. What do you think? Do you think it's quite as big? And maybe not quite. As I said, we have snow today, just a dusting of snow really. They're calling for a fair dumping of snow, but that hasn't happened yet, and maybe it won't. I'm hoping it won't. I mean, it is the 4th of December. We got through all of November with no snow, and that, you don't oftentimes see that. Where I grew up in southwestern Ontario, we could have snow on the ground by Halloween. I can remember as a child walking with my friends trick-or-treating out in the neighborhood, and there was a skiff of snow on the ground, maybe that much snow on the ground, enough we had to wear our boots to keep our feet dry and warm. And I remember a few Halloweens where it was that way, where there was snow on the ground, and never left until the end of April. It just seemed we were living in a winter wonderland forever, and even yet to this day, they still get more snow back home than here in Niagara. I mean, we can get really nasty storms at times here because we're between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. We're between the lake heads, and so sometimes it can get pretty blustery. And we have had some pretty good storms in the period of time that I have lived down here, and but still nothing like it was where I grew up. They still get more nastier storms than we do here. It's very windy today, and it's cold. It's only, I have my temperature set on my computer to Fahrenheit, not Celsius, and it was reading 30, so that means 2 degrees below zero, freezing. And it is cold out, and it's windy out, so that makes it that much colder. And and so anyway, Christmas season is officially underway. Begins each year with the American Thanksgiving, which was last Thursday. And I've had my outdoor Christmas decorations finished for quite a while. Bought all new stuff this year. I got some good deals on stuff, and so I bought all new stuff for the front porch and the front of the house, and new lights, and got that all done. And I was very pleased with my design. And the back, outside the back here, I've got it all finished as well, and my new tree, and so I'm good to go. and so pretty much done my shopping, and everybody better like what they're getting, because that's all they're getting. And it's the thought that counts. It's not what it is so much as the thought that counts. And and so and I go each year to my oldest son's and daughter-in-law's home for Christmas dinner, and I'll be doing that again this year. And it's nice. It's just the family, and it's always so nice. And I'm finding the older I get, the more I appreciate the time with each of them, and sitting around the dining table and having a lovely meal, and being able to talk with each other, have nice conversation. To me, presents and stuff like that. Like when you're young, you're so excited, of course, because it's Santa, and gifts under the tree and the excitement of the day and everything like that. But as you grow older, that part of it, it's nice, still nice. I will love watching my little great-grandsons, my grandchildren when they were children, but they're all growing up. And pretty much, Sarah's the youngest. She's coming 15 in February. And she's no longer a child. And she's now, typical teenager. And so, but my 3 little great-grandsons, Patrick is 8, and Harry is 4, and Carter T is about 2.5 now. And he'll be 3 in April. And to watch them with their presence and how excited they are and everything, I get a big charge out of that. I find that more exciting than remembering when I was little and the way I felt come Christmas morning. And but to be able to sit and watch my entire family, to me, that is the most enjoyment that I can ask to have. And we're celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, and that is the reason for the season to begin with. And I wish more people could realize that and settle down to the fact that that's what the day is celebrating. That's what the season is celebrating. Not how many presents are under the tree with your name on it, or how much money somebody spent, and I can't see that. I really can't. Of course, as I say, I haven't lost my memories of the way it once was for me and the way I felt. But as I grow older, I'm finally seeing everything for what it is, and celebrating it and cherishing my memories and cherishing the memories I'm making, and looking forward to new ones to make down the road. And so I think that for me, that is, I love Christmas. I really do. I always have. But as I say, even now, for different reasons and stuff than I ever did before. It was Christmas Day. It was also my mother's birthday, so that was always an added specialness to the day. And my mother's been gone now for 9 years, and I always will, for the rest of my life, remember, Christmas Day is also my mother's birthday. And I think that, I know Mama used to say how she really gave thanks to the fact that she was born Christmas Day. She said she celebrated her birthday. Just trying to get my belt proper here. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's just not, it's caught here. It's just wardrobe malfunction. Anyway, I'll tend to that after. So we'll just leave it here. And so, but I used to think, what a day to be born on, because you're sort of lost in the shuffle, really. But, Mom, if it ever bothered her, she never said. She used to say that she was born in good company, which she was. And I would always try to make a certain time of the day when my mother would be down after I moved away down to St. Catharines here, down to Niagara. and she would be here every other year for Christmas with me, and the year in between she was with my brother and his family, and so and then if she was with my brother, then we would go up for family Christmas between Christmas and New Year's, and I'd bring her back with me, and she'd have New Year's with me, and the opposite year she would be here. They would come to me for our family Christmas, and then that she would go back with them and spend New Year's with my brother and his family. And ever since my mother's been gone, we haven't been doing that anymore. It's just like we're all getting older, and it's difficult to travel because we've grown families and we've grown grandchildren, and the family naturally, like all families, has increased in size, and so it's just more difficult to try to get together. So we haven't. We just, however close to Christmas we can see each other, or after Christmas, or maybe not even till springtime or whatever. That's just the way it is, and of course with computers, I mean, it makes it simpler now because you can have face chats, you can have video chats, and although my brother and his wife, they don't have internet, and I wish they did, because then we could do FaceTime. And but it is what it is, and there's telephones, there's cell phone and landlines and stuff, and so you can still keep in touch that way in between the times you see each other. And so, as I say, for me, I look forward to this time of the year, and just to be able to watch the little ones, and I mean, without making videos of things, Harry possibly could remember certain things now when he is a grown man looking back, that he could remember. Usually your memory goes back to when you were around 4, sometimes earlier, if there's been a special event or something that's taken and made an impact on you. But but Carter would never remember the different things at his age now when he's a grown man looking back. And so they will have the videos to be able to watch, and I think that's great. Of course, for Patrick's 8, so he would be able to remember a lot of things now, looking back to when he was even younger. But before computers, we just had cameras, and cameras did not take pictures like cell phones. Like, there was no, that sounded stupid. Of course cameras take pictures, but we didn't have cell phones, is what I meant to say. And even the early cell phones, when they came out, did not take pictures. They were incapable of doing that. And so you only had cameras, and then if it was before digital cameras, it was ordinary cameras that used film to take pictures with, that you had to send out to get developed. And so, I mean, we've come a heck of a long ways. In some ways, I think it's fantastic, all these things that we have that's just instant, and things like that, whereas compared to the way it once was. And in other ways, I don't know, I tend to feel that we need to get back to basics in a lot of ways, because a lot of stuff is just not working. I'm glad to see this woke shite finally taking a nosedive. Should have never been there in the first place. I pray that we get back to basics, that we things, common sense returns. And I have no doubt that it will. And I know it definitely will in the States. I mean, they're trying their best to stop President Trump-elect from taking office. Not going to work. And so it's the states have more than paid these last 4 years, more than paid. And so have we here in Canada. Well, for us it's been the last 9 years. And I hope that's coming to an end soon. Our election is not normally scheduled until next October 2025, but I am hoping that there will be an election much, much sooner. If we can hold on long enough. And with President Trump in office down there, it's going to make things better here, because he is just not going to put up with our government. And so as usual, I've run out my time. I've run the clock down, talked the clock down, whatever. And I've just gone over my time that I like to try to keep my videos at. And so I hope everybody is excited and energized about the season that we're now in, and enjoy it as best you can. Try to be positive. Just put your blinders on as to everything else that's going on around us, and enjoy the season, enjoy the reason for the season. Remember the reason for the season. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Be close with those you care about who are in your heart. And stay well, stay strong, and the sun will always rise in the morning. And remember, with the sun rising, so can you rise to whatever it is you intend to do. And so I ask you please to like this video, please share it about, please comment the video if you would, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and help it to continue to grow. For those who have yet to subscribe, down in the bottom corner in the screen here you will see, you click on that, you can subscribe to my channel. It is free, and it helps my algorithms to continue to produce my popularity and my presence online, my presence here on YouTube. And so take care, everybody. I'm going to be back before Christmas with my Christmas video, and we'll see what we can get into to talk about then. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Bye for now. Peace out.